Hi, my name is Patrick, but you can call me 26, and in this short video I'm going to show you a short extension I created to help you place views on the screen programmatically a bit easier than writing all the code, right? So this is a continuation of the last video where I showed you how to put views programmatically on the screen, but that entails writing a lot of code. We could simplify it by creating an extension. Now this extension package, because I use it a lot, it's available. I'm going to put a link to where it is available, but I keep it in my snippets because it's pretty handy, right? So you could just select this, and here we have the extension, and you can see it's a function that has the anchor here, and then it has another function that is used to center in the x-axis, center in the y-axis, set the size, which is going to be the height and the width, set the height, set the width, fill the super view, right? And another one which is allows you to add multiple views in one go, right? So let's look at how that looks like. So currently we have the last project that we were working on, and this is all we need to put it, right? So we have here view.add subviews, and we have this button 1 where we center it in the x and the y axis, and then we have the width anchor and the height anchor, right? So the first thing we could do is where we center it in the x axis and the y axis, we could just comment this out, right? And replace it by saying button 1 dot center in view, and the view in question is just going to be the view, right? So replacing these two lines with this line, we shouldn't see a change if everything has gone according to plan, right? So that has simplified the amount of code we need to write, right? And the next thing, we could come and comment out these two lines where we set the width anchor and the height anchor. We could comment them out and come here and say button 1 dot set size, and the height is going to be 100 and the width is going to be 100, right? So we simplify that and we are going to get pretty much the same thing. It's going to look the same, right? So the next thing would be, let's move it to the top left corner, right? So you could comment this out and say button 1 dot anchor, anchor like so, and the anchor we want is going to be top is going to be view dot safe area layout guide dot top anchor, and then we want the leading is going to be view dot leading anchor, right? So if we do this and we run it, we should get it somewhere there, right? And we could say padding leading, right? Padding leading, we could say 8, right? So we move it a bit to the, if we put the 8 there, it's going to be moved to the right, right? So let's try it out and ensure that is the case. And it's moved, right? And now the next thing we could do, we could put button 2 in the bottom right, right? Now here, if we need to put button 2 first, we could comment this line out that creates button 2, and then we could come here and say view dot add subview and then button 2, right? But instead of doing this or writing this line, we could just simplify it by coming here. You will notice this function called add subview, right? So what we could do instead of writing that to put both views, we could come here and say view dot add subviews, plural, not add subview. Add subviews with the plural is the method that we created, right? Add subview, and the view in question is just going to be, you could now list them, button 1 and button 2, right? Now both views will be added in one line. You will save yourself a bit more time when you are creating many views, because if you're creating a very complex screen, you will need to add many views. So instead of always saying view.add subview, you could have view.add subviews, the method that we just created in our extension, right? For the UI view, right? So we could do that, and then let's give it some size. So we come here and we say button 2 dot set size, and the height is going to be 50 by, let's say, 50, like so, right? And then we need to put it, we put this one top left, so we put it bottom right, right? So we say button 2 dot anchor like so, anchor like so, anchor, okay? And what we want is going to be the bottom anchor, which is going to be bottom anchor, bottom like so, and this is just going to be view dot safe area layout guide dot bottom anchor, right? And then the trailing is going to be view dot trailing anchor, right? And if we run this, we should see second button, which was, I believe we created it being yellow. And yes, there, but it needs some padding on the trailing side, right? So we come here and we say padding trailing, and this is going to be 8, right? And we have sorted out the negatives and the positives, right? If you check the extension, you will see that it will be interpreted as a negative, right? In this case, so that you can move it to in the opposite direction of the trailing, right? So you see you have put it here. And what else do we have? We have that, we have the center. You can center it in the view. You can also center it on the x-axis and center it on the y-axis, right? So let's come here and I show you that. And we have button 1 here, we anchor it, right? We could say button 1, we could just say button 1 dot center in center x in view, and the view is just going to be view, like so. And I believe is there a top anchor? I think should be center, wait, ours is called, let's see, center x in view and the top anchor, right? So yeah, that's what it's called, just confirming that. Let's come here and say button 1 dot center x in view. The view is going to be the view, the top anchor is going to be view dot top anchor, like so, right? And then the padding padding at the top is going to be, let's say 20. Let's see that, and we run this, and of course we would need to say top anchor is going to be view dot safe area layout guide dot top anchor, like so. And there, see? And you could also do the same for button Y, where you center it in the y-axis, right? So you see, using this extension, is there any method I've not shown? Center it is going to be a bit easier writing it. If you want to center it, if you want to move it around, it's going to be easier to use this these functions that I've just created in this extension if you want to build programmatic views, right? It's something pretty handy. So that's basically it, and I want to work on a major project using this, and you can follow along and see how that goes.